Iraqi city of Mosul. Life is slowly being rebuilt, a little over a year after the fall of the so-called Islamic State. Our reporter Monica Pina went to see how people are coping with the destruction and hear what still needs to be done.
A year after the fall of ISIS, Mosul is slowly struggling back to life. The west side of the city, devastated by a 9-month battle, is still in ruins. Under the rubble, there are still bodies and unexploded munitions, making Mosul a ticking time bomb. According to the UN, there are 8 million tons of explosives in the debris. 200 people have been killed or injured by improvised devices since last July. Nevertheless, over 800,000 residents have come back. Mohammed, 28 years old, has bet on a fresh start with his ice cream business.
We came back 8 months ago. Life is good now. We are working, but the economy is stagnant. We would need electricity, water. The government should build houses and schools.
The conflict has taken a heavy toll on civilians. The number of deaths is still highly uncertain and ranges from 9,000 to 11,000 according to different sources. Survivors often carry the marks of the battle. 54,000 civilians were injured since ISIS took control of the city in 2014. Today they need assistance.
الحادث جيتاني والولادي أنا يم الباب عاد أفتح الباب دفوت.
I was about to open the door with my children when an explosion hit us. I lost consciousness. My daughter died at the hospital and my 3-year-old son died on the way.
Adil worked as a taxi driver. Now his taxi lies destroyed in the courtyard and his hopes of rebuilding a livelihood depend on him getting back his self-sufficiency. Rehabilitation and stabilization, including IED's clearance, are among the priorities of the EU Humanitarian Aid Department in Iraq. This and the stories of the people of Mosul are the focus of our next Aid Zone report on air this week.
Monica Pina, Euronews, Mosul.
Now, Monica Pina is joining me now in the studio. Monica, we saw devastation in Mosul throughout those years. And we saw in your story bits and pieces of life, it seems, coming back. Can you tell us what you saw when in Mosul?
Yeah, well, as you could see in the report, the level of devastation is still massive 1 year after actually ISIS was defeated. According to the UN, there are still something like 11 million tons of rubble. So that's huge. And people have to be very, very careful about how they are going to deal with it because it hides any sort of explosive. So unexploded shells or unexploded devices. And let's just think that during these 9 months of battle, there were something like 1,700 airstrikes. So all these bombs are still there. And people are aware of that. So they are coming back, but the rate of returns is slowing down. And for example, the risk is there. Last Saturday, when the day after I came back, one family of 5 was killed going back to their homes.
Yeah, but indeed, at least they are trying slowly to rebuild their lives.
Of course,
they?
yes.
They are. All right, thank you very much for that, Monica Pina.